And welcome back to another episode of Big Apple Hockey of the Final Buzzer. I am your host, John Filkowski, and I'm just going to start by saying it feels good to be back. Opening night, the Rangers start off with a big 3-1 win over the defending Eastern Conference champions. Yeah, it pains me to say that too. But they start off with a 3-1 win over the Tampa Bay Lightning in a big opening night revenge match. And the Rangers looked really good in this game. But before I really get into everything here, I've missed everybody. I've missed doing these. I'm glad to be back doing them. And there's a lot of hockey to talk about going forward. The season is underway. Our boys start off with a win, and we're gonna talk about this man in a minute. Mika Zibanejad providing the offense tonight, almost had the hat trick. So, but hope you all had a good summer. But yeah, the Rangers definitely looked like a better team. After a while, I think they caught up. As the game went on, they got better. They definitely got better. I think the first period was a feel-out period. And the refs were another story. We'll get into that in a little bit. I can't believe I have to talk about the refs already. First game of the damn season. I don't know what they were doing tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna agree with you here, John. Best 60 minutes for an opening night, at least I could say that I've seen in a while. But the Winnipeg opening night on 2019 opening night when they beat Winnipeg was a really good opening night as well. But Tampa really didn't have much of a chance to win this game, and they didn't really generate a whole lot of offense and even strength. You know, they got their one goal on a 5-on-3, which they should have never gotten because that wasn't a penalty on Barclay Goodrow. It was stupid. Terrible call. But you know what I'm going to do here because I haven't done it in so long that I actually even forgot to put up my banner before for my name. But you know what? Screw it. I just don't care. I'm happy to be back here, Big Apple Hockey. So let's get down to business here because you know what time it is. It's that time again. It feels good to do this. It really does. I can't tell you how good it feels for the soul to be back here talking hockey, and especially after a big win on opening night. We've been waiting for so long. 4 long months since June, friends. 4 long months. And it feels great to get that 3-1 win. It really does. I'm gonna start with the good, but is the 2019-2020 version of Mika Zibanejad back? Because he really looked the part tonight. He really looked like he had that 2019-2020 Mika Zibanejad mojo going there, where he was scoring goals all different ways, just all over the place. Dominant number one center that, you know, he's been for the last few years, I would say. So Mika Zibanejad, he was the offense tonight. He was the man. You know what? He may not have that C, but he sure as hell played like the captain tonight. So good for Mika Zibanejad. Yeah, on pace for 162 goals. That's a better pace than NHL's leading goal scorer, Nino Niederreiter, with 100 and actually Nino Niederreiter has 3 in 2 games. So that would be like a goal and a half. So that would be like 120 maybe, somewhere in that range. So yeah, Mika Zibanejad's on pace for more than Nino Niederreiter, even though Nino Niederreiter has one more goal in one more game. But Mika was dominant. He was dominant. He was the force that they needed him to be. He was really good. All situations. He played Selke caliber hockey tonight. I hate the fact that this guy does not get the recognition for being as good of a defensive player as he actually is, because he makes plays at both ends that just leave you sitting there and saying, like, wow, how did he see that? Or, wow, that's a great read. Or, he blew that play up. Like in football, when a defensive lineman comes in and absolutely obliterates the offensive line and makes a sack or a tackle in the backfield, you say something like, wow, he blew that play up. Mika does that. And he does that in a hockey way. And this is it right here. He absolutely works his ass off on the back check, and it shows. Jacob Trouba actually made a really good back check late on, I believe it was Nikita Kucherov, to save a goal. So I got to give credit to Jacob Trouba. I know a little off topic here at the second, but while I have it at the top of my head, Jacob Trouba, great play on Nikita Kucherov on that break-in. So he saved possibly a goal there. But I'm going to move on from Mika, and I got to say that the defense looked great. Like overall, as a six-man unit, this is the unit we wanted to see last year. We wanted Zach Jones up. And Zach Jones, we're going to talk about him in just a second, but the defense overall looked great. Keandre and Trouba played great. Fox and Lindgren played really good. They seemed like their usual selves. And Keandre Miller, we're going to talk about him too. But as a six-man unit, they moved the puck well out of the zone, even though Miller and Trouba had some fumbles on a couple of plays where they were having trouble getting some bounces with the puck, moving it to each other. But eventually they got the puck out of the zone and got it out of the zone safely. And for the most part, everybody looked really good on defense. There were no egregiously bad plays where, Tampa was getting chances or high-quality danger chances on Shesterkin, and guys were being left wide open in the process, and Shesterkin was making the saves like last year. No, this was a real good defensive effort from top to bottom, and especially by all six defensemen. All of them played great. Got nothing bad to say about any of the defensemen tonight. And yeah, David, anyone would have been an improvement over Nemeth, but it's night and day. It's like when Princess Zelda finally awakens her power in Breath of the Wild or Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity, and the light just shines and shuts down all the Guardians. That's what Zach Jones could be for this defense. And I'm not saying that he's going to be like the missing piece or anything like that, but when you have a reliable puck mover on that third pair that can help Schneider move the puck out of trouble when he can't move, because Jones is an excellent puck mover. He's an excellent puck mover. And Schneider, he ain't bad himself, but Jones can really skate the puck out of danger when necessary. And he's a great passer from what I've seen so far. So, yeah, I love having Jones on that left side with Schneider. I think they found their defensive pairing, third pairing. I really do. And as long as they stick with Jones and let Jones marinate and let him make those mistakes that he's going to make, because he's going to make them. All the young guys have warts. I mean, you still see him from time, very rarely now from Keandre Miller, but he'll every once in a blue moon now, he'll throw one in. But you know what? Young guys are going to make those mistakes. They're still learning at this level. Let Jones make those mistakes and don't punish him for them like Quinn did to everybody else. So let Jones play, let him marinate, let him make the mistakes, let him learn. And I have a good feeling that this defense is going to be so much better for it going forward. So, but I'm going to move on. And as I told you, we were going to talk about him. Zach Jones. He made a bunch of really good plays, a couple of one-on-one plays defensively on guys like Braden Point and Nikita Kucherov, where I was like, wow, I was really, really impressed with the way that he played overall. Both ends, defensively, offensively. He moved the puck well. I mean, he got involved in the play here and there offensively, and I think as he gets a little more comfortable, I think you're going to see more of that. But I think he may have been playing a little bit tentatively offensively, but just because he didn't want to put himself in a bad position against a team like this. And you know what? That's fine. He still played pretty well offensively. I thought he moved the puck well out of his own zone, but the defensive play from him was, I'm not going to lie, I'm shocked. I'm shocked right now because I didn't expect it to be as good as he was tonight against this team. And I know that they're missing Cirelli. I mean, that's a number 2 center right there and a quality number 2 two-way center. But you still got Point. You still got Kucherov. You still got Stamkos. Those are guys that you got to worry about. And another thing that Jones did that really impressed me is there are a couple of plays that he made on Nick Paul where he got body position and separated Nick Paul from the puck and took the puck from him. And Nick Paul's a big dude. Nick Paul is like 6'3", 220, maybe even 230, somewhere close to that range. But I'm telling you right now, for Zach Jones to be able to go and do that at his size goes to show you how smart of a defenseman he actually is in terms of getting body positioning and understanding how to play the position and separate the man from the puck. That's incredible. My cap goes off to Zach Jones. Excellent play. This is what every Ranger fan wanted to see, is this kid come up and play well. And he had a very, very, very strong game tonight. So kudos to Zach Jones. Let's just hope this continues. I had this bullet point a little later down, but I'm going to go with it because we're talking about it. So Keandre Miller picked right up where he left off. Playing the body, smart defensively, got involved with the play offensively here and there, had a couple of chances. But Keandre Miller looks like he has his swagger, his confidence. You know, he got beat once and recovered on the play and still made the play in his own zone. I love what I'm seeing. And I know that there were people that said that they think that Keandre Miller might get more Norris votes than Adam Fox. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen. Although, I mean, that would be a great problem to have if it did. But Keandre Miller just looks great. Looks great. He's seriously just playing on another level right now. He really is. It's carried over. And I said it in the preseason, but he looks great. He's just picked up right where he left off. The one thing that I'm noticing is that he's letting the play come to him. He's not trying to be a hero out there or chase the play or puck watch or anything like that. He's just letting the play come to him. He's using the body when necessary to separate the player from the puck. And then if he gets beat, he's recovering. He's just doing all the things that you should do as a defenseman, and he's doing them at a pretty high level. So I think eventually you're going to see the offense start to come. I think that the recognition that he's going to get across the league is going to really start to rise. I mean, the ESPN crew were talking about him. Ferraro was gushing about him. So Ray, guest of our show, by the way, Ray Ferraro, if you haven't seen that interview, go back and watch it. One of my favorite interviews of all time that I've actually gotten to do. So definitely liked hearing Ray gush about Keandre, before the start of the game. But yeah, I loved what I saw tonight from Keandre Miller. Just another very, very good game from him. And going to go on to another bullet point here. Did Artemi Panarin get his mojo back or what? Because in that third period, he looked like when he was like deking around Jacob Slavin last year, and then he started making those plays where he starts dancing around and stuff. He just looks great. So Artemi Panarin definitely looked like he got his mojo back. He got an assist on the second goal from Mika. So yeah, that's great. We need him to play. We need him to be, I don't want to say gritty because That's not really his game, but where he gets his nose dirty, like he would from time to time. I would say that would be the proper way to describe Artemi Panarin in his game. So for me, I love what I saw. I thought the first couple of periods, I thought, you know what, maybe you could have gotten a little more out of him, but he's still getting used to his line mates. And you know what, he got an assist tonight, and he had a pretty good third period. So I just want to see what he did in the third period continue to happen going forward. And to me, that would just be the right track in terms of the progression for the season for him. So I'll get back to your question, David, in a second. When we do the Q&A, I'll address that. I thought they had really good chances at even strength and on the power play, and Vasilevsky was just equal to the task for the most part. If it wasn't for Vasilevsky being Andre Vasilevsky tonight, which he was, even though they got 3 goals on him, they could have won this game 6-1, 7-1. The Rangers had the better of the chances. They outplayed Tampa. They did. I mean, there's nothing else you could really say. If you watch the game, it's undoubtedly the case. There's no argument to it. So for me, I'm glad to see that at even strength, even though they didn't get, they got 1 even strength goal, but they looked better at even strength than they did this time last year. This time last year, actually all the way up to the trade deadline, we were the constant discussions on here, social media, any platform you could think of. How are the Rangers going to score offensively at 5-on-5 and even strength? The numbers are so bad at 5-on-5 even strength. They have to improve. This has to improve. They have to get more chances. They have to get the puck out of their own zone. And you know what? Tonight, against a really good team, they played very, very well at even strength and at and on the power play. Power play looked good, even though they could have done more, I think, on the power play. But you know what? They got 1, and they had some really good looks on the others. So, but hey, Vasilevsky was really good. Let's give Vasilevsky credit, because this, like I said, this game could have been a blowout in the Rangers' favor had Vasilevsky not been himself. So we'll move on to the next bullet point. So the kids, they were separated tonight, but I think they all looked pretty good. I liked what they were doing with Kakko playing on the top line. I thought Kakko looked pretty good. I thought he helped generate some chances at even strength with them. Lafreniere, I thought, looked good when he jumped onto Panarin's line with Trocheck, and towards the end there, because Kravtsov, that's what we'll talk about Vitaly Kravtsov in a bit. Hopefully he'll be okay. But I think that the kids all looked good in their own separate roles. Filipino, I thought his line with Jimmy Vesey and Barclay Goodrow looked pretty good. And then you had Reeves and Reeves, Carpenter, and then Goodrow kind of like dropped down on that line as well. But Jimmy Vesey's Heedle's line looked good as well. Heedle looked really good. I honestly think that this might be the way to go. I mean, obviously the kid line was really entertaining and they were generating chances at even strength in the playoffs last year. But I just think that, you know what, you're looking at 3 kids that need to take the next step, and maybe this needs to be the way. So, you know what, if Vitaly Kravtsov's out, hopefully that means Alexis Lafreniere is playing one of those top 6 right wing spots, and we'll see what happens with Sammy Blais or whoever comes up to replace. I guess it's going to be Dryden Hunt. Will probably step into one of the either third or fourth line roles. But the kids all look pretty good. They all look pretty good. So that's the good. So
that's good.
Yeah. And now the ugly. The only ugly thing that I could point to where the refs were looking like Jason Voorhees, because we got to go Halloween horror themed here, without his mask. So I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what these guys were calling. The Yankees just won, by the way, 4-1 final. Yeah, let's go. Rangers and Yankees with the wins tonight, baby. Yeah. Making your boy Filk over here a happy man tonight. Oh, very much so. Very much so. So I'll throw on the Rangers post game on my TV now that the Yankees are done. But yeah, they looked great. The Rangers looked great. The refs looked like crap. So yeah, and then that's damn right, Sean. And hi, by the way, to Sean. Hi, by the way, to Michael Bergen. You know, John Lee, I saw you. Everybody's saying hi. I mean, I'm sorry if I didn't get to say hi to everybody, but hello, everybody. Put you all in one felt swoop here. Perfect night. Yes, my man. Perfect night. Couldn't get any better than that. Is that a Misfit shirt on there in your profile, John? In your picture? Because that's awesome, man. Love it. B-Rye, Giants fan, diehard Giants fan. I can't believe they beat Green Bay. I didn't watch the game because I was playing hockey, because Sunday mornings I play hockey. But I can't believe they beat Green Bay. I love it. I absolutely love it. This has just been a great 3 days. I mean, and then Monday Night Raw last night, Gallows and Anderson come back to help AJ Styles. What a pop they got. Oh, man. This has been a good week so far. It's been a really good week so far from Sunday to now. So I'm happy. These refs suck tonight. Whatever. Screw them. The Rangers won. Rangers 3. Refs in Tampa 1. You lose. Sucks to be you. Sucks to suck. And yeah, we're kind of just flowing into the Q&A here, guys. So yeah, that Packer win was just big. It's just so big. And Brian Daboll, I love Brian Daboll. I mean, Brian Daboll knew what he was doing, pulling on my heartstrings when he started showing up to every Ranger playoff game. That was like big for me, because I'm like, you know what? I love it. I used to see Nick Mangold all the time at Ranger games, so I appreciate the Jet support from Nick Mangold, who still goes to games. I've still seen him at games after his Jet career ended. But you know what? I love Brian Daboll. That was the first thing he did, was just kind of just enveloped himself with the Ranger fan base. And then he just comes out and he has this giant team that has no business being 4-1. They have no business being 4-1. And now they're a 4-1 team. They're believing. They're finding ways to win games that they found ways to lose last year and in previous years under terrible coaches like Ben McAdoo, Pat Shurmur, Joe Judge. How many of our starters are out? Kenny Golladay has been a waste all year. Sterling Shepard's out. Darius Slayton must literally have butterfingers, 4 fingers, because how many balls has he dropped this season? It seems like, Richie James was like a number 1 receiver. I mean, Bachman out. I can't believe that I've seen the Giants with just these wins, just gutsy wins. And Daniel Jones has really shown that, I mean, he's got guts. I don't know if he's the answer at quarterback long term, but I'm gonna tell you right now, he is playing with some friggin' set of cojones, Daniel Jones. We know he's hurt, and he's continuing to play, but this is where the genius of Brian Daboll comes in. Daniel Jones has had problems processing plays under pressure at high speeds. So what does Brian Daboll do? Calls plays to be able to better protect the quarterback and simultaneously finds openings. If any of you follow Brian Baldinger on Twitter, go look at his breakdowns. They're phenomenal. And he broke down a couple of plays like a day or two ago regarding the Giants and Daniel Jones, and just the analysis was bang on. Brian Daboll has to be front runner for Coach of the Year right now. Coach of the Year right now, front runner. Easy front runner. So, you're talking about the Bills' defense. The Giants' defense it's basically Leonard Williams was out. Then Azeez Ojulari back out. The Giants' defense is even lesser manned than the Bills' defense is. The Bills' defense at full strength is one of the best units in the league. The Giants are not. I need to give more credit to Trouba. I said Trouba played pretty well tonight. I don't know if you heard that. I'm guessing you just joined in, but I said Trouba played pretty well tonight. So, but yeah, I think we talked a little too much about football there. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so big Giant fan, happy with what they're doing. But even more happy with hockey and the Rangers and the big start. I actually spoke about them before, third pair. Third pair was actually really good tonight. Really, really good. All three pairs were very, very good tonight. But the third pairing was just unexpectedly good. I didn't know what to make with Jones, especially against a team like Tampa. But Zach Jones was very good. Very, very good. Way better than we could have ever expected tonight. So, and yeah, Nemeth is addition by subtraction. You cannot have someone that bad in your lineup. You can't. And you know what? If Arizona wants a tank for Bedard, good for them. There's your guy. There's your guy. Zach Jones does know how to cycle the puck. Zach Jones knows how to move the puck. Zach Jones also knows how to shoot the puck and get it on net. He knows how to skate the puck out of his zone. That's what that third pairing needed aside from Schneider. Listen, Schneider can make those odd plays. He's shown that. His skating has improved vastly since they've drafted him. And it caught me by surprise last year about how good of a skater he was, because I thought that was going to be a big problem for him at this point. But there has just been a revelation with Schneider skating, but you don't want him to be the primary puck mover on that pairing. And that's why you have Jones there. And yes, Jones remembers. Jones knows not how to pass no one. You guys remember that play last year against San Jose where Patrick Nemeth literally passed it along the blue line, the offensive blue line, to nobody? To just absolutely nobody. It was against San Jose at the Garden, I believe. And it was to nobody. He passed the puck to nobody. I don't understand how you do that. All you have to do is look up. Dump the puck back into the zone. You don't pass that to nobody. That's a turnover going the other way in an odd man rush. Oh, man. But you know what? It's great to have somebody that can move the puck to help Schneider out there, because you don't want Schneider being the primary puck mover on the pairing. You really don't. And if Jones is that guy, and he's like the Leach to the Book-a-Boom, listen, again, I'm not saying that Zach Jones is going to be Brian Leach. Let me be clear in saying that. That is not the case. I'm just talking about how the two work together with Leach and Book-a-Boom. If Jones can be Leach to Schneider's Book-a-Boom, then you're going to have a very good third pairing, a very good one, and a young one at that. That's only going to continue to learn and continue to get better. All right. I'm going to talk about this one here. Sean says that I saw a bunch of people complaining about Vinny getting set up on the power play. I agree. Lay off a Trocheck. lay off of him. It's his first game on the power play. I get it. We all want to see Alexis Lafreniere there. None of us do not want to see Alexis Lafreniere on that power play. Anybody who doesn't want to see Lafreniere on there, I question whether you want what's best for this club or not then. But Lafreniere is going to be a part of that unit in the future. Trocheck is the option for now. He's just getting set up. Let him get involved. Let him get his feet wet. It's one game, power play converted with Mika. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. But, they just showed that first Zibanejad shorthanded goal there again on the Ranger post game. And just wow. Just wow. Just what a play that was. Somebody told Mika Zibanejad to go take a friggin' shower. Oh, music, of course. Welcome back, buddy. Definitely agree with you there. I thought he had a really good game too. Really do. Let me get rid of this banner. But get back to your comments. I actually starred one, and no, I do not still want to trade Keandre Miller for Jacob Chikrin. And I said that with the premise that if he continued to have the season that he was having in the first half of the season, then at that point, I would definitely explore trading him for Jacob Chikrin. So that was what I said. And no, he's made me eat my words. So there's your answer on that one, David. So figured I would answer your question there. Welcome back, Brandon. Definitely the most complete game we've seen from us in a long time. Yeah, one of them. Definitely up there. I mean, there have been some good complete games from them over the course of the last couple of years or so, but this has to be in the top 10 at least. So, Kako was very noticeable in good ways, Mike says. Yes. I saw another comment from you, Mike, before that I wanted to highlight. I'm actually trying to find it. Yeah, this one here. Filk Wrestling still happening. Yes, I eventually want to do that, but we're going to have to figure out scheduling on that. It's going to be tougher than I thought originally, but you need saving from JD from Mike, I see that guy's post. I'm just like, like kind of just a look away type thing. Some of those posts are just ugh. You hate Gaudreau anywhere near the top 6, but he looked real good tonight. Yeah, I like him in the bottom 6. I like him in the bottom 6. There's nothing wrong with liking him in the bottom 6. That's what he was brought here for. I would prefer him on the 4th line. That means that your depth is really good. So, but yeah, no Gaudreau in the top 6. We're going to be okay. Going to go through some of these other ones. See you guys all. Sean Bryant says, have fun chasing Lamar around this weekend. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Going to be a real interesting game. Baltimore sputtered, though, too, Sean. So we'll see what happens with that. Osberg, no, buddy, you were not at the wrong stream. We just got sidetracked with football for a little bit. And this is Mark here saying that Final Buzzer with myself is back. And yeah. Definitely. And as a Bills fan, welcome for Dayball. Yep, I love that, man. That's my football coach, baby. Oh yeah, Mike, I totally agree. Laffy belongs in the top 6. I want to see him there if Kravtsov's out for a long time or any amount of time that's extended. Michael Sullivan, welcome back as well. I'm glad to see Zach Jones get a shot. Me too. Me friggin' too. B-Rye, you were saying that you're personally higher on Jones over Schneider. Okay. I can see why. I think Jones is a hidden treasure. I've been saying this for a while, but Jones, I think, is a hidden treasure. Yes, he was. Yes, he was, Michael. He was definitely physical, Capo Caco. Definitely physical, all around puck. Yeah. Musics. This is actually a really good one. I've talked about this on social media with different people, and listen, I agree with you. Ryan Carpenter doesn't look like he belongs in a lineup. I want to see Gustav Riedel in this lineup. I thought Gustav Riedel was excellent in preseason. I thought Carpenter looked behind in preseason. Carpenter looked tonight. Could live with him, could live without him, whatever. But I got to say, I think if Carpenter's play doesn't improve, at some point I think you're going to see Riedel up over him. And I think Riedel could absolutely be a really good fourth-line center for this team. I think that's going to be one of those like Oscar Sundquist hidden types of gem type players that comes over and just ends up being a real good player for this team out of nowhere. So Dan Winiger says Mika's a monster. Yeah. Mika is feeling spooky season because he is a monster. I know. Let me have it, but I know. Carpenter is this year's McKegg. I said he was this year's Howden on Twitter. So yeah. Yeah, you know what, Mike? I agree. He looked like a better version of Rooney. I would agree with you. Sean says we'll see. Gallant likes Hunt still. Yeah, we all know that, unfortunately. Tyler, welcome back, buddy. Good to be back as well. Good to have all of you back, by the way. And how can I do Filk wrestling with no CM Punk to talk about? We can always talk about CM Punk. CM Punk is a lightning rod, my friend. You know this. Everybody knows it. So I saw the comment before. I think it might have been from Mike. Remember, guys, like, share, subscribe. Spread that Big Apple hockey virus all over. Make us viral. We appreciate all the help. Any type of eyes, publicity we can get on us, and good stuff. Definitely. So like it, share it, whether it's online or you let everybody in person know about us. Subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate it. We really do, from bottom of our hearts, from all three of us. So thank you so much for that. Trying to get back to the comments here. Yeah, Tyler, that's what I was saying before. All of my teams won. I mean, and the Jets managed to pull a big win on Sunday. So, and yeah, Lou, this is the reason why he had waiver eligibility. I get it. You know what? But play the best 12 forwards. Stop with this stuff. So, yeah, overall, Mike, I got to agree with this. You know, we're all going to complain about some sort of lineup thing that Gallant does, but yeah, overall, it was really a real, really strong, complete game from top to bottom. And again, their only goal came on a 5-on-3 that they should have never gotten. So you know what? Defense, offense, goaltending. Do I need to say more? Do I need to say anything other than goaltending? Because we all know I'm going to clap for that. So, but yes, complete game from head to toe, top to bottom. John says, I can see Kako scoring between 20 to 25 goals. John, from your lips to the hockey god's ears, let's manifest this, John. You manifested Andrew Kopp. I want you to manifest this. And if Sean Statler ends up in this stream somehow or sees this, I want him to manifest it too. So I want 20-plus goals from Capo Caco this year. You burped so loud. I mean, sometimes you got to burp, bud. Kravtsov is out long-term. Any chance at Brennan Othman? Michael Burgos? No. They're not going to be able to bring him up until his season ends or playoffs. And you know what? Just let him dominate now. So just let him dominate now in junior, and just let him come up afterwards. So Igor is going to haunt this league for years. Sean, I couldn't agree with you more. And we're all here for it, baby. We're all here for it. Goudreau penalty was brutal. Yeah, that second penalty on that play was brutal. The Keandre Miller trip was a trip. I'm not going to argue that. But you cannot call that on Barclay Goodrow. It's shoulder, and he's going for a body check and misses. That's it. Yeah, I mean, I doubt Carpenter gets claimed if waived. I mean, I could see some team doing it, but it's not like he would be a lock to get claimed. And that's my issue with the whole Reed-Al Carpenter situation. He did not look good in the preseason. He didn't. And I get it's preseason. He may have been behind for some reason. But if you're having that much trouble against preseason competition, how are you going to look against the real thing? You know? So, yeah, there he is. There he is. There you go. You manifested Ryan Reeves, buddy. You're going to manifest this for me. Between you and John, I have enough energy for – it's like when Goku summons the energy from everybody from the Spirit Bomb. That's what I'm doing right now. I am Goku. I am asking for all the good vibes for a 20-plus goal season from Capo Caco. That's what I'm asking for. That's progress. I will take that. And I just saw my buddy Dave, I should say, who was at the game tonight with a bunch of my other friends, is now in the stream. So, yes, absolutely. Carpenter's this season's whipping point, basically, yeah. I think we established that. And, yes, it's good to be back, man. And Vinny Trocheck was winning faceoffs tonight. Michael Burgos. So, I have too many mics in this chat. I'm sorry, guys. But, yeah, I liked what I saw from Trocheck. I think he looked better than any of his games in the preseason. I think he's going to get better. I think him and Panarin got better together as the game went along. I think they're going to get it. They're going to understand. So, if last day is in the top 6, I want 60 points. Come on, everybody. Spirit Bomb, lend me your energy. Lend me your good vibes. Hockey gods, hear my prayers. Please. So, oh my God, I'm loving this. I'm loving the good vibes, the good energy, the big win tonight. So, David, Hayek is still on the team and will probably occasionally play so he can have whipping boy carryover from last year. Yeah. Hi, Hayek. Ugh. Libor, Selma plays hockey better. Hayek. I love it. You've been trying to manifest this for a while, Sean. You really have. Vasi did play outstanding, and that's what I said before. I said that this could have been a 6-1, 7-1 game for the Rangers had Vasilevsky not played the way that he played. He was just really good. So, having a great first game does help. You know what? It's good vibes in the locker room for the new guys like Trocheck and Carpenter. I mean, that's big. And then Jones, not really so much a new guy, but not a regular. You know, it helps. Every time Libor gets hit, he goes flying. It's hilarious. Again, Libor, Selma plays hockey better. Hayek. I'm just going to say that. That's his nickname right now at this point. Face-offs were a big thing, JT. I don't think I've seen you in here before, unless you've been on the streams with Marc and Anthony. Good to have you in mine. But my first time seeing you, sorry. But yeah, they were good on faceoffs tonight, and that's what they needed. Faceoffs, listen, they're not everything, but they are important. You can't expect to maintain good offense when you're losing faceoffs an overwhelmingly large part of the time. So, yeah, you need them. Trocheck was really good. Mika was really good. Even Filipino was good. And then, like you said, Carpenter. So for them to win those faceoffs, it's big. I will say that Cirelli being out hurt Tampa on the faceoff dot. So, yeah, Rangers were at 63.8% for the night, as Lou points out here. But yeah, you need to take advantage of those injuries. And the Rangers took advantage of 3 players missing. Obviously Cirelli, and then you have Ian Cole with everything that's going on with him right now with that investigation, and then Zach Bogosian. So they were running a little shorthanded, Tampa, and the Rangers took advantage of it, and they played a really good game. So great start to the season for them. Libor barely better than Nemeth or Tenorti Hayek. I like that one too. And yes, you're also right about this one, David. A lot more fun than a 5-1 loss to the Caps. That was not fun at all. And then following it up with an overtime loss to Dallas the next night, when the goaltending matchups should have been the opposite. Mike, I think we did. I think you might be right about that. Kravtsov is an upper body injury, they said. He did not return. Sean, yep, Trocheck at number 2 center is a major upgrade to the lineup. I think once he really gets his feet wet, I think that he will be a very, very big piece for this team. I think it might take a while, but I think he's going to be a really big piece for the team. Dominic, welcome back. Heedle won 75% of his faceoffs. That's huge. That is huge. So it's good to see Heedle getting getting better on faceoffs as well, because that's important for his game. And Heedle, you know what? Everybody talks about the attitude thing with Kravtsov and so on. And they bring up Heedle, and Heedle did the right things. He went down. He improved his game. He worked on things that he needed to improve upon. And then he worked on everything that he needed to work on in the offseason. And he's just gotten so much better. So, Filipino, hat goes off to you. Yeah, the Igor had no chance on that goal. No chance. It's a 5-on-3. A 5-on-3 on a Stamkos one-timer going back the other way while he's going cross-crease. 9 out of 10 times, that's not a save. That's a goal. 9 out of 10 times. So the only thing James would have liked to have seen more was Kako or Laugh on power play 1 and Trocheck the power play 2. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I do agree. I would like to see the wealth spread out a little more. I think Trocheck running a power play 2 could help. It's not going to help his offensive numbers. They didn't bring him in to not put him on there, which I get it. It's a contract thing too, but you know what? I'm going to give Trocheck a chance on the power play. I don't think you could get on him, especially when the power play converted and they had some good looks. I don't think he was a hindrance tonight. Was he great on the power play? No, but he didn't hurt them. Sean, I agree. Trocheck is going to, dig for the pucks. It's basically like having a skilled version of a Fast or a Blackwell or someone like that, or a Hunt at center instead of the other wing. So that's perfect. And he's better defensively than all those guys. Mike has a good feeling about Trocheck. Yeah, and he is a play driver. This was a guy that had a 30-goal, 70-point season in Florida. So, yeah, he is a play driver. Michael Burgos says Miller is a stud, and I agree. Good evening, THG. Let's go, Rangers. Welcome back. Good to see you back here. Heedle's looked great since the playoffs. I don't know. That's going to be the conundrum at the end of the season. If he continues to play like this and he's productive and he starts putting up the points that you want to see from him, how do you go and deal him then? That's going to be the quandary that you're going to have to deal with then. And you know what? It's a good and a bad problem for general manager Chris Drury to have. So let's see how he handles that when the time comes. Hopefully, Heedle's play continues to keep going in the direction that it's going in, and we get more and more out of him. Currently on pace for 82, 0-0. Love it, boys. Love it. James, no, I agree. The kid's got to see ice. I just don't think it's going to come at the expense of Trocheck. I just think if you're waiting for that, I think you're going to be disappointed. And I don't want you to get your hopes up. I don't want anybody to get their hopes up if they're hoping for this. But I do agree with the premise that the kids have to see more ice, but it's not going to be at the expense of a guy that you just signed to a 7-year deal at almost $6 million per to be your number 2 center. It's just not realistic right now. Yeah, David, you're right about this. And guilty as charged. These hands are red. I am one of those people, David. You know what? I did say that if Miller did not start to turn the corner by the end of the year, I would explore a trade for Jacob Chikrin. And yeah. And then Filipino, the same thing. I thought he was gone. When the deadline came around and he wasn't dealt, I was shocked. So you keep both. You find a way. Mike. You find a way to keep both of them. But if you have to choose, it's probably going to be Miller. Miller is more important to the team than Heel right now. And if they didn't sign Trocheck, then there you go. You can keep both of them, but you absolutely keep Miller over Heedle. Unfortunately, that's how it's going to be. But you find a way to keep both right now. So I'll probably go until about quarter after. We'll make it in about an hour-long stream. So get your questions and comments in. I do have to unwind a little bit before bed. It's going to be hard for me to go to bed as amped as I am right now with all this winning and stuff. So yeah. But absolutely loved what I saw tonight too. As my boy Matt comes in, saying Rangers are playing a complete game is a very good sign tonight, dominating the offensive zone. One faceoff, played with speed, did not give up a ton of shots or high chances or high danger chances for that matter. So, yeah, I think we all loved it, Matt. We're all here together. David says, I think the problem is more than just Heedle or Miller. It's Laff, Jones, Heedle, Miller, and Krabs. You know what? I don't think you'll have to worry too much about Jones. Unless he absolutely blows the doors off, I don't think you're going to have to worry about him. Kravtsov, we don't know how long he's out for. So let's get an update on him before we start talking about him. And again, he's another one. He has to prove something. So we gotta just kind of wait and see with Kravtsov and Jones. And even Lafreniere. This is a big year for Lafreniere. This is a contract year. And I'm not saying it's a contract year in the terms that, in the sense that he's going to walk to free agency, but he's going to need a new deal. He's getting out of his entry-level deal. So this is a big year for him. He's got to produce. Let's see here. Michael Burgos says, people are already calling for Kane after Kravtsov went down. Got to give the kid a chance. People are going to call for Kane regardless of Kravtsov, Michael. I think they're going to end up getting him somehow. I could see it. For some reason, I can just see it. I don't know why, but I can just see it. So, John, do a Tampa and find an LTIR contract. Oh, nothing wrong with a little cap circumvention, right? I hope we have a lot of problems this season deciding who we keep and who we don't, Mike says. It means we are winning. Yes, 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 and yes. All of the yes. B. Rye, Kreider or Trouba, who's the cap hit casualty in 2 years? Trouba. Trouba. More than likely Trouba. Kreider is older, yes. But I think he's one of the heart and soul players on this team. I don't think you move him. I know Trouba's the captain, but $8 million for a second pairing defenseman is way too high. Way too high. But the cap will go up in the next 3 years. So hopefully we'll be able to avoid having to move major casualties. Michael Bergen says, does Marc still have a voice from screaming at the game at the bar? Probably not. Probably not. Osberg, I hope Fox doesn't play 82 games and gets arrested before playoffs who licked gas in the last postseason. Osberg, I totally agree, buddy. Totally agree. Yeah, David, I'm not saying Kane's happening anytime soon. I look at that as a deadline deal. Nothing more. In the season preview, I said it was a deadline thing. So, Davey, welcome back. Here's what the Rangers did well. They won more than 50% of the penalties, but too much penalties. 50% of face-offs. Sorry, too much penalties. The penalties, you know what? I'm going to give them a pass tonight. 1, they outplayed Tampa handily. 2, the refs were horrendous, and they were horrendous on both ends. I think they were a little favored Tampa a little more. But, I would say that the refs were just really bad. So I'm gonna give them a pass on the penalties for tonight. Thylacine, if I'm pronouncing that correct. Welcome to the show. I haven't seen you before, but then again, I've been out with I haven't really been on with Marc and Anthony. So if you've been in the streams, I'm sorry. But welcome to the final buzzer. At least good information there. I didn't get to check anything yet because I hopped pretty much right on here to do the stream and while I was setting this up. So great news that it's day to day. But sucks that he's hurt. Hopefully he's okay and it's just day to day and it's more just let him recover type deal, Home opener on ESPN sucked. Yeah, I like having my home openers on ESPN. I'm with you, James. I miss Sam and all the pregame stuff. That's awful. You got to have the pregame stuff in there. Kreider's game has become much smarter. His speed is great, but not the most important part of his game anymore. Couldn't agree more with this, Mike. Couldn't agree more. Romanello, welcome back, buddy. Great night for New York. Rangers win. Yankees win. That's what I was saying before. I'm a happy man. I am going to have to find a way to unwind and calm myself down somehow because I'm to the friggin' moon right now. I am. I'm very, very happy for a Tuesday night. Very, very happy. So, and for anyone who's big music fans, and if you hadn't heard the news, Blink-182 is back together. It's the Travis, Marc, and Tom show again. Yes, Tom DeLonge is back with Blink-182. They have a new single coming out Friday, and they have a new album coming out soon, and they are touring next year with Rise Against. So that's awesome. Romanello and Emily Kaplan had a whole season to work on the hair and the lighting. I think that's an ESPN issue. I don't know if that's necessarily an Emily issue. I don't understand what their problem with the lighting is. I really don't. Their production is just, it was never like this back in the day. Never like this. David with the hot take saying the refs are actually good. They were giving the Rangers plenty of practice being down a man relaxed. I like that one. I do. Turk injury announcements are a bad joke. Whatever he says need to be taken with a heap of salt. Yes, Mike. Definitely agree with that. Any time frame for Blade? Not that we know about right now. B-Rye, sorry. Mike, happy? Matt, I hate you. And I say that in the nicest way possible. I hate you because I love Iron Maiden. My friend Kevin is going. I might be looking at trying to just get tickets, and I might just go. I might just try to get a ticket. I don't even care if I sit by myself. So Blink-182 is bad. I can't imagine how they will beat past Kardashian. I heard a little sample of the new single. It doesn't sound great, but you know what? It's exciting to see them back together. I'm really more excited about the tour of Rise Against because I love Rise Against too. And yes, they are playing all 3 arenas in the area. So good night, Sean. No, I didn't think that. By Lacey, I didn't think that at all. I can't take too much of the game since it's one game, but 15 shots on the power play is very refreshing to see. It's anti-Rangers. Yes, Romanello. I agree. But I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all again for coming on with me. I've missed this so much. I will be trying to do more of these. Now that I have a job, that my work schedule is giving me more of an opportunity to be able to not only, 1, watch the games, but 2, have the ability to do this afterwards. I'm just happy to be back. And I'm even happier that they won. I love it. I love talking hockey. I can go on and on. And I would rather be talking to you guys than talking to myself while watching the game. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I will be continuing to do more of these. So keep your eyes peeled. Keep the notifications on. I'm definitely going to be doing more of these. And there's going to be more hockey. And the 3 of us are going to be back together doing more shows together weekly as well. So great to have you all back. Missed you all. Let's friggin' go Rangers, everybody. Have a good night.